And they're trying to convince a population of men who are facing hardships that the problem is, you know, they can't be real men anymore, and these women, they aren't real women anymore. But freedom is here if we lower taxes on the rich. No, nah, we could have it. Just need to lower that tax a little bit, just a little bit. So I recently did some videos on men going their own way. It was just, you know, to me, another video in a somewhat long line of video I made covering various subjects: pickup artists, mental health, video games, things that I'm interested about at that specific moment. But that one picked up some steam. It picked up attention from some MGTOW people. And so it got more attention than usual, which meant I got kind of brigaded from the MGTOW people, which, you know, I don't mind. So it's a video that got way more comment than usual, and most of these comments have been pretty brain dead. If I just, you know, judge the entire ideology of MGTOW based on these comments, the only conclusion I can take is that they're all completely brain dead idiots. Couldn't find two brain cells if you took them all together. However, I do not generalize that way. There's clearly a selection bias, right? People who are going to be commenting on my video who are MGTOW are probably going to be the dumbest one. They're likely to be, which is what we got. You can take a look if you want. It's something like, oh yeah, sure. Government paid plant, yep, that's a good one. Criticizing me for using Wikipedia, which obviously referred to the US Census Bureau to get this data, you know. Oh, of course, Wiki is woke and full of emotionally fueled opinions, and it's extremely biased. Like, yeah. Very not serious people. However, there was one comment that I thought came from someone who might be more insightful. Ironically, he's the one who's not trusting of Wikipedia, not a good sign of critical thinking. Anglers. I took a small look at his channel. This guy seems more reasonable than the other MGTOW dude. His channel talks about MGTOW, but he seems to be a recovering alcoholic who struggles personally in his life, which obviously is something I sympathize with a lot. His criticism of me is that one of the common mistake that we, the critics, make, that MGTOW is all about women. Again, this video is 17 minutes of whining about women, so I'm responding to that video, so yeah, I'm only talking about the aspect that is whining about women. Your angle is not new nor special. It wasn't trying to be new. Like, yeah, obviously MGTOW is misogynistic. That nobody's learning anything when I say that, but we can make fun of it. You're in a long line of mistaken individuals. Oh, maybe I don't get it. Maybe I misjudged the movement. Sure. And it is, you claim to work in the mental health field, mostly teaching. Used to do mental health work. I used to also work in suicide prevention also, but well, whatever. But yeah, I did work. It's my specialization. Sure. Attached in the link is a video that discusses men's mental health. Oh, okay. The stats are taken from a study done in early 2023. Cool. I'm in the US, studies performed in the UK. Why would a mental health professional choose this type of content with this type of delivery? Pretty simple. This content did not talk about mental health. Not a single time. I replied to this person. He was pretty cordial, so I responded pretty cordially. You know, I treat people with respect when they seem like they deserve it. So yeah, I make fun of it because they don't talk about mental health. I never make fun of people for having mental health issues. Like, you know, again, this guy seems like he is a recovering alcoholic. That would be really shitty to make fun of that. My entire point, my entire thesis is that the MGTOW movement, the men going their own way movement, is harmful to men. It's harmful to their mental health, and it's harmful to women too. Obviously, it's harmful to women, but it's also harmful to the people who adhere to the movement. However, I'm open-minded, so I started digging a little bit deeper. This is the website that this guy linked to. It seems super above board. Everything here seems fine. The organization that presents these results, they don't seem to have like some kind of, you know, political agenda or anything beyond talking about mental health and what can be done to help men's mental health. So yeah, all above board, everything's cool. But in my digging, I came across something I hadn't seen before, which is the MGTOW manifesto. Now, if you asked me, what is MGTOW? Well, MGTOW is about men giving up on women and going their own way, so trying to live their own life. However, the movement pretty much was taken over by people that wanted to bitch about women, bitch about feminism. It's a little bit like Gamergate, right? Gamergate early on might have been about ethic in journalism, but it quickly devolved into harassing women. Similarities are plentiful. It's the MGTOW manifesto. It's from 2001. Yeah, it's from 2001. Okay, so this is older than I think, you know? Okay, maybe there's something to learn here. Maybe I'm wrong. And it's not just about hurting women and hurting men. This is worse than I thought. This is worse than my initial impression of MGTOW. So this hasn't helped. And I will, at the end of, after we're done looking at this manifesto, I'm going to talk about what could be done to improve men's mental health. I will give you the actual way you can help people with their mental health. And I do want to make this pretty clear. I don't give individual advice on mental health, especially like online. This is stupid. It's pretty simple. If you want to help someone with their mental health, you can't like just give tips and tricks and counseling from people you don't actually know. Again, I did work as a mental health professional. The first thing you do is a long and complete evaluation of the person before you even think about telling them, oh, let's see what direction we're gonna take this in, right? Then I can try and find the best tools to help you. So I never say to someone, oh, this is what you need to do. You can't do that. Not online. It's completely irresponsible, which is why I don't do it. But there are things I can say that we should do to improve men's mental health. And I'll get to that at the end. So, the MGTOW manifesto. The goal is to instill masculinity in men, femininity in women, and work toward limited government. If the alarms don't ring immediately from that, what are you doing? Okay? This is already insane. Okay, listen. Everything is political. Everything is political. What is the relationship between men bettering their lives and reducing the size of the government? There isn't one. You can make one up. You can pretend like, oh, if there's no government, tell us what to do. We'll have true freedom. That's it. You will find nowhere any studies that correlates smaller government with better men's mental health. Right? Nowhere. Something that governments do, political parties do, is they try to recruit people based on their beliefs, right? Based on their needs. And sometimes what political parties will do is they will grab on to an issue and use that to pass the policy they want to pass. You know, so they'll say, oh, A is an issue and we need to do B to solve that issue. Okay? This is a pretty famous one. So it's from President Lyndon B Johnson, who said, if you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pocket. Hell, give him somebody to look down on and he'll empty his pockets for you. If you push or manufacture an issue, you can convince people to act in the way you want. And to me, this screams this. Oh, men, you're having trouble with women? Listen, you know, here at Men Going Their Own Way Incorporated, we want men to be men like the good old days, yeah, and women to be women like the good old days, yeah, and we want the estate tax to be lower than 17% for people making over 50 million a year, yeah. Where'd that come from? What, right? Limited government? I'm sorry. This is like just the... If I was conspirational, I would say, oh, this is a governmental psyops. This is like probably a libertarian or a Republican think tank trying to push for lower taxes so they can get money. And they try to convince a population of men who are facing hardships that the problem is, you know, they can't be real men anymore. And these women, they aren't real women anymore. But freedom is here if we lower taxes on the rich. No, nah. could have it. Just need to lower that tax a little bit, just a little bit. If I was conspiratorial, yeah, this is what it is. I'd be naive to reject that hypothesis, and you'd be naive to do that too. I'm not saying this is what it is. Like, this might have been written by some chode by himself in a shed somewhere. Totally possible. And this guy happened to be super libertarian, and he just injected that right in, right? That's possible. This benefits massively the very rich people in the government. This benefits the oil billionaires. Like, already this is frustrating. By instilling masculinity in men, we make men self-reliant, proud, and independent. These are all good things. By instilling femininity in women, we make them nurturing, supporting, and responsible. And by working for a limited government, we are working for freedom and justice. Yeah. Yeah, like, it's not subtle. This has nothing to do with men and women. Actually, it's used as a gateway. It's pretty bad. Women having other qualities is not interesting to men because we don't need them. So already there's the idea that there's like a natural order where men are supposed to be one way and women are supposed to be one way. And right now, we're going against this natural order. And there is no natural order. What men and women adopt as social roles is completely dependent on culture. It's completely dependent on material reality of the time we live in. What being a woman meant in the Middle Ages was completely different from what it meant to be a woman in ancient Greece or during the Roman Empire or in Imperial Japan. Things changed. You can find, some common threads. Doesn't mean that's natural. Like, the natural state of human is to die at the age of 25 from getting mauled by a saber-toothed tiger. Like, it's a very common fallacy to associate what is natural with what is good. Okay? It's not natural to wear glasses. It's not natural to cure cancer. It's not natural to wear well-fitting clothes, right? The strength, what defines humans is our ability to rise above our basic biology. This is why we rule the world and every other animal out there is our bitch, It's because we don't just go, well, let's do the natural thing. We try to do what is good, what is helpful. And sticking to traditional roles is not helpful. Again, you can say, oh, but this is how we've always done it. This is how it's always been men being big, independent, and women being, nurturing and caring and staying at home with the kids. This is always done it, right? And yeah, sure, humanity has been doing great so far. How many wars have we had? How many atrocities have we committed? I'm not saying it's because we had traditional gender roles. I'm saying we can do better. Right now, you're trying to prevent humanity to do better. Or to at least attempt to do better. And the generally conservative point of view is, no. By trying to make things better, you're gonna make things worse. You're gonna make things worse. If we let women be like more manly, then it'll be worse for some reason. And it just doesn't hold true. Every single improvement we've ever had has been met with resistance. And once the improvement has been put in place, that resistance stopped because, oh no, things are better now. Universal healthcare. In Canada, it got implemented in 1945 or something. People were mixed on universal healthcare, socialized medicine, right? Because, oh no, it's communism. Oh, it's bad. And then it happened. And we've got socialized healthcare now. And everyone likes it. The biggest problem with socialized healthcare in Canada, the opinion from the people actually having it, is it's not socialized enough. We don't have enough access to it. We don't have enough coverage. We don't have access to socialized coverage for dental care, and some medication is not covered. And that's a problem. We say, oh no, we should push to correct that. And who's trying to prevent more changes so that these services are available? It's the conservatives, it's the libertarian, the right-leaning libertarian. You're trying to prevent us from developing into a better society by sticking to, no, tradition is good. We need to stay like things are. We need to move forward. We wouldn't have cars. We wouldn't have TVs. We wouldn't have grocery stores. We wouldn't have sushi. Like, come on. I'm not saying we need to rush headfirst into everything, right? I'm not saying let's be reckless. I'm saying let's progress and don't get too attached to the idea that what we did before was good and we need to keep doing that. You're hampering yourself. Femininity will be the price women pay for enjoying masculinity in men. Again, doesn't that raise huge alarm in your head? Women will suffer. But it's okay that their femininity will make them suffer. Because masculinity is just that good, baby. Men good. Women suffer. This is explicit, right? This is the aim of the MGTOW movement. By holding this point of view, we are helping other men, and more importantly, we're helping boys grow up to become men. This goal is to take away everyone's right to vote on others people's affairs, thus rendering it impossible for political organisms and ideology to impose their personal will on everyone else. This is what this is doing, okay? This is a libertarian ideology trying to impose traditional gender roles. Am I trying to impose traditional gender roles on others? Am I part of some political organization? Well, I'm ideological for sure. What I'm imposing is everyone's right to choose. I'm not saying you can't be a traditional male or you can't be a traditional female. You want to be a stay-at-home wife, be married, just take care of the kids. You can, yeah, you can do that. You can also start a career. You want to be a man that focuses on his career and, you know, is really there to support the family financially and be like independent. You can do that. You want to be a stay-at-home dad and be caring, nurturing. You can do that too. What I'm promoting is everyone's right to choose. What this is promoting is everyone's right to be specifically part of a traditional gender role. It is not about reinstalling patriarchy or revoking female voting rights or making socialism illegal. Oh, it's good that's not about that. Let's read the next sentence. It might have this as a side effect, but not directly. Alarms, alarms, alarms. Oh, we don't want to take away women's voting right. We do. We're just gonna do it indirectly. We don't think patriarchy is good. We don't want just men to be on top of everyone. No, we do. We're gonna, you know, make it happen without being explicit. That's the goal, right? The good news, it's ineffective. This movement has been extremely ineffective. However, some men have followed this movement and it's hurting them. I'm gonna use this guy as an example. Anglers 3723. I've seen your channel. You could be doing better. And you should be getting the help to do better. And to me, doesn't seem like you're getting it from this movement. You might feel like, oh, this is helping because now I'm understanding the world better. Yeah, yeah. Now, when I learn about men going their own way, oh, okay, yeah, I see. Yes, this is how the world should be. It's called the addiction cycle. When we have some issues in our lives, can be our fault, can be someone else's fault. All right. What happens is we try to find solutions. And when you fall in the addiction cycle, it's when you find solution to your problem that makes you feel better temporarily, but actually makes the problem worse. Alcohol, really good example. You get laid off. Well, that sucks. I'm mad about the world. So now what do? I drink a little bit. I feel better for now, but now I'm hungover. Maybe I take interests that are more like visiting bars and whatever. So now, professionally, it's not helping my case. So I'm a bit more anxious, about my professional life. So what do? Well, alcohol gives me a nice little temporary reprieve. I feel better when I drink a bit of alcohol, but it's making the problem worse. So what do? You break that cycle. When you feel bad, you use another way to feel better, a way that will align with your goals. Therapy can help to find these methods that you'll use. I can say what would be a method that would work, but I can say you need to break that cycle if you're an alcoholic. This is how often alcoholism develops. You have the same thing when you start and learn about MGTOW. And it's something I already talked about previously in other videos. It's the same reason people start being interested in pickup artists. Again, I use the same principle holds true. A man who feels lonely and he doesn't have much success with women. What does he do? He tries to find answers. generally online. Oh, pickup artists, there are ways to convince women to have sex with you. Cool, I'm gonna try these methods. Now, oh, now I feel better because I've learned these techniques and I've talked to these people who seem like they have their shit together. They don't, but they seem like they do. So now, I'm feeling a momentary reprieve. It feels nice. So I'm gonna try out these techniques, and well, they don't really work. If you're not familiar with pickup artistry, they don't work. Oh, that didn't work. Or maybe it did work and you just had casual sex and didn't amount to much, you know? So now, oh, I still feel lonely and sad. Well, what did I do to make myself feel better? I went and saw some pickup artist and they gave me some tricks. And now I'm going to go see them again or see another new pickup artist and he's going to give me new ways to convince women to have sex with me. Oh, and then keep failing and you still feel bad and you're stuck in a spiral. And the pickup artist will not give you ways to develop healthy relationship, right? If that's what you wanted from in the first place. MGTOW, same principle applies, right? You feel bad about your life. Maybe you were in a relationship and it went horribly, right? Your partner was horribly abusive, horribly, and it's 0% your fault, right? We'll be as charitable as we can. Man, that sure sucked. Well, I heard about these men, that they're going their own way. I kind of want to go my own way. So you start reading a bit into it. Oh yeah, what they're saying makes a lot of sense. Maybe it is feminism's fault. You know, my ex was very abusive. She was not traditional. She was not like a caring, nurturing wife. No, she was a psycho bitch. You know, maybe these MGTOWs, maybe they're right about something. And now you're fucked. You're stuck in the addiction cycle because now just reading about it made you feel better. Now that you're reading about MGTOW, are you going to have a lot of success with women? Are you going to be able to get over your trauma with women? It's going to be rough, right? Because the only thing you're reading is women today are wrong. There is a feminist conspiracy. Sometimes it's called a conspiracy, but the feminism movement is hurting. There's a big movement. Oh man, it's so bad. These feminists are so bad. They're ruining everything. Oh my God. Oh man, this is awful. I feel bad. I'm gonna go see the MGTOW and feel better. And they're telling me that I'm right. I'm totally right. Yep, the feminism they're ruining, and you need to do something about it. Yeah, the feminism are ruining. Yeah, thank you guys. And you isolate yourself more. You don't try and find meaningful partnership. You don't have positive experience with a good woman, which most women are, because you're actually trying to avoid them. So now you feel even more lonely. Man, I sure feel lonely. What do you think, MGTOW? Well, it's because of feminism. Goddamn right, MGTOW. Yeah, it's about feminism. And you're stuck in a loop. Everybody's vulnerable to do this, right? We're all human. We all have the brain that function in the roughly same way. And this is how people start from a completely reasonable, legitimate problem. They find a solution that makes the problem worse and they still stick to it. Flat earthers. Flat earthers, all right? Boy, this world doesn't make sense to me. It's insane. It's like there's like some kind of weird stuff going on, you know? It's like the elites, the rich people, they're like controlling us. And yeah, guess what? They're lying to you about the earth. What? They're lying to me about the earth? That's insane. Yeah, the earth's flat. No, it's not. Yeah. They're hiding a secret from you. They're trying to control you. Oh, there's a plan out there. Yeah, there is a secret cabal out there, and there is a plan. And now I know it. Oh, I was smart enough to understand this. Yes. Now I was at the most base level of despair. I didn't know what was going on, but now I think I understand a little bit more. Yeah. It felt good to go and talk to flat earthers. And now, whenever you feel like, God damn, this world doesn't make sense, I feel like I'm being exploited, I feel like there's an elite class above me that's hurting me, I'll go back to flat earthers. The principle is the same. And, the important thing here is that the beliefs are harmful, and more importantly, here, the beliefs are wrong. The MGTOW beliefs, just like the flat earther beliefs, fundamentally, they're wrong. If you take a look at what the MGTOWs are saying, yeah, they don't have an accurate perspective of reality. I'll just take one real quick, real quick. Yeah, like the myth of female oppression. And he claimed that women were being denied rights that men were given in even 1% of historical instances fall flat. Like, okay, don't engage with reality. Women were, I mean, we know at this point, have been second-class citizens from ages and ages and ages, from ancient Greek to Rome through the Middle Ages. Women had less right. Women were fucked. Women getting the short end of the stick. Were working great for every man or the average man even? No. Working worse for women? Yes. And now, today, 2024, we're at the point where women have it the best and they still haven't caught up, right? So it's living in conspiracyville. So even though the fundamental beliefs are different, the mechanism that leads people to adopt these beliefs are the same, right? You talk to some flat earthers, they're not just like 40 IQ, dumb as a rock person that can't string two words together. No, they tend to not, have PhDs, but they're not like super dumb. Their brains are working correctly. Well, they're working the way everyone else's brain is. Call it a glitch of the brain to become addicted to methods that don't actually help you out. They have three main strategies: instilling masculinity in men, demanding respect for men, serving as good male role models, living independent lives, and fighting chivalry. All of these seems like a really good deal for men. I'll get respected, I'll get to do what I want, and people will think I'm really awesome. Cool. Is this gonna be as positive for women? Instilling femininity, we will hold women equally accountable to men and ignore and shun those who refuse to take any responsibility for their own circumstances. See, the things we need to change is like, men need to, we get respect, we're independent, we do what we want. Women, you will listen. You will pay. There will be consequences. Alarms, yes? Feminine qualities we want from women: nurturing, supportive, responsibility, respectfulness, and honesty. Women, don't lie. Don't run your mouth. If you do something wrong, you'll pay for it. You support me, the man, and you'll take care of me, the man. This is subservience. This isn't like, oh, we just want to take care of men. No, we want to hurt women. We want women to lose. In order to be independent of society and live within it, while at the same time for limiting governmental influence upon our daily lives. Like, go their own way, support the minute. Legally reduce any tax paying. Like, come on. Listen. You know who's hurt by taxes? Rich people. You know who benefits from taxes? Middle class and lower people. Are you middle class or lower? Yes, you benefit from taxes. It's very frustrating that there are so many social services that you could get paid for by taxes that people are against because, oh, they see their paychecks. Oh no, I'm losing 10, 20, 30% of my paycheck to taxes. I hate that. That money you spend on taxes, you get way more in services. That money the rich person pays in taxes, he doesn't get back from services. It's why in the US you have many underfunded schools, people who don't have access to any form of healthcare, people who, again, lose their houses, live in the street. It's not because taxes are too high. It's because there's not enough social services. There's not a good social safety net. And this is how we do it. We use a logo, we run website, t-shirts, writing articles, producing music, holding events, establishing a men's club. Obviously, these haven't worked really well. You will basically be alone doing this. No organization supporting you, except maybe the GOP, but okay. You must go your own way and do what you believe is right. You are never obligated beyond your own conscience. True masculinity is also about accepting the rights of other men and not letting them down for any short-term personal benefits. And how about the rights of other women? Like, yeah, this is explicitly just about raising men, pushing down on women. The men's movement does actually cover a much larger picture. By instilling masculinity in others, what others said, will actually be improving the lives of everyone, including women and children. It's like, yeah, it's delusional. You know what will help women? If men become strong and stronger. It's trickle-down economics. Okay, I know this is a more political videos than usual, but yeah, trickle-down economic. This has started in the 1980s with Ronald Reagan and Margaret Thatcher. How's that been working out? You want to look at how limiting government spending and reducing taxes worked out? You want to know how trickle-down economics worked out? Well, here we have the 20% richest people, the next 20%, the next 20%, the next 20%, and finally the 20% poor people. And here on the left, we have percent-wise how their wealth has shifted. Okay? So you can see, it starts at 1968. So not much changes. The richest people pretty much had the same chunk of money, right? And then, things stay the same. Things mostly stay the same. And what happens here? What happens? 1980s, Ronald Reagan, Margaret Thatcher. Well, the 20% richer got, 20% more rich. So if they were millionaires, they're now 1.2 millionaires, adjusted for inflation. The second quintile, the people in the next top percent 28, they had the exact same money, and people who were more middle class lost about 13% of their wages. And people lower than that lost 25% of their wages. Here. And the poorest lost 40% of their wages. The only people that benefited from trickle-down economics were the rich. Duh. And this ends in 2012. I'm gonna give you spoilers. Things have gotten worse. Right now, 60% of Americans, the richest country in the world, are living paycheck to paycheck. Is this the fault of feminism? A real problem, real issues, which you solve by making the rich pay more in taxes. But no, this promotes legally reducing any tax paying. Trickle-down economic is a lie. Raising men so everyone under them benefits is also a lie. Frankly, the entire point of this exercise was to get to my conclusion. Okay, what do we do to help men's mental health? What do we do? There's got to be a way. Again, this is what a MGTOW gave me to tell me, hey, men's mental health, that's a real issue. And it is, absolutely. What are the biggest cause of mental health issues amongst men? Got it here. Work pressure, financial issues, and their health. Tell me, how do we help with these problems? I'm just going to give it to you. Work pressure, unionization. Be in a union. Create a union. People are overworked and underpaid. Create a union. Financial issues. You need a stronger social safety net. You're worried that if you lose your job, you'll lose your house? Guess what? Strong social safety net, you'll be fine. You lose your job, you've got some time to get on your feet before things get really bad. You'd get less homeless people that way too. That's pretty good. Their health. Universal, affordable, quality healthcare for everyone. I know you don't want to hear that if you're a MGTOW, because I know what your political inclination is. You're not a fan of the squad if you're American. I'll say that much. Ironically, they're the one that might bring solutions to help you. People of my political proclivities are the people pushing for ways to help you out. And you won't listen. You probably won't. Most of you won't. And sorry, I don't care. I'll keep advocating for policies that make the world better and that will make your life better.